Okay, well, thank you for joining me for another video. My name is Dr. Tom LaHue. Welcome to my channel where we talk about all kinds of things related to the Enneagram and relationships and how to get along with people and understanding ourselves better, communicating better with people, trying to be sensitive to who people are and who we are, and keeping all of that in mind to live the best life we can and be present to life. In the description below is a link to my website, tomlahue.com, where you can book Enneagram coaching appointments and also information about the certificate programs that I offer. If you're interested in the Enneagram and you would like to learn how to do Enneagram coaching or whatever I can do to help you, check out the certificate programs. We do them on Zoom, and we have people from all over the world participating in these courses. A lot of fun and exciting stuff. So, thanks again to my patrons. I really appreciate your support. I hope that you like the new background. I'm trying to get it better and better, and I wasn't able to use my good camera on the last video, so hopefully this is starting to look better. Still not sure what I think about the light back there yet, but we'll make some decisions. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you about doing, getting things done, how each type might think about doing things. And I just wrote down some notes the other day. Actually, have been sitting on my desk for probably 3 or 4 weeks. Just an idea I had. Actually, I made my wife write it down. I just started writing. I started saying stuff and she started writing it down for me. She's a helper, a 2, a giver. Just make sure I appreciate her and everything's fine. Okay, so let's talk about each type doing things, moving to action. And you know, it can be more difficult for some than it is for others to actually get into action mode. Sometimes we might even find ourselves in action mode in order to avoid doing the things that really need to be done. So let's talk about doing and getting things done. And let's start with type 1. What comes to my mind first when I think about type 1s and doing things? I think about the phrase, not only, hey, something needs to be done about this, I'm the one that needs to do it. I feel a great sense of responsibility and urgency to get this done, and probably some guilt and maybe a little bit of shame that I've let it go to this point. But I think about the phrase, something should have been done about this a long time ago. That's the phrase that comes to my mind when I think of type 1s. Type 1s are very much doers. I realize the more you lean into 9, the more 9-like you are, the more you might struggle with actually moving forward and getting things done and being productive. But I think typically the archetype of type 1 is a doer. Like, let's get things done. Let's be responsible. Let's comply ourselves to the agenda of what needs to be accomplished. So let's not be lazy. Let's be responsible. Let's be productive. And when they see something that needs to be done, they move to doing or feel compelled to move to doing or feel guilty that they're not doing it. But I think about that phrase, you know, something should have been done about this a long time ago. This should never have been allowed to get to this point. Who's to blame here? Who's responsible for this? Okay. When I think about type 2s, I think about the phrase, and 2s I think are also tend to be doers. You know, let's say complying their agenda to the needs around them, of the people around them. Like, that person looks like they need help. That person looks like they need a friend. That person looks like they need some encouragement. That person looks like they need medical assistance, whatever it is. That sense of responsibility that I could help them in some way, even if I just smile at them. I imagine the mask mandates were very hard for 2s because how will they know I'm smiling at them? How will they know I'm greeting them, you know, personably and warm if they can't see my face? When I think about type 2s and that statement of doing for them, I think about the phrase, you know, what can I do for you? Or how can I help you? Or what needs to be done to lift this person up or to help this person? What do you need me to do? And also do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That's a very 1, 2, 2, 1 kind of way of thinking, which I think is very honorable and of course, you know, comes right from the Savior. Do to others what you would have them do unto you. And the 5 say, you know, I'm not speaking to them because I don't want them to speak to me. And that's completely opposite of 2s. Okay, so treat other people the way you want to be treated. What can I do for you? Sometimes 2s can get into trouble because they think they know what needs to be done for people, and other people might not agree that that's what I need done. And so that can always lead to some kind of issues, I would imagine, just speculating here. Okay, so let's talk about type threes. I think about the phrase, hey, have you seen what I've done? Or have you seen what I'm doing? Look at me. Look at what I'm doing. Look at what I'm accomplishing. Look at what I've done. If you want to connect with ones, listen to their instructions. If you want to connect with twos, listen to their advice. They care about you and they want to give you advice. If you want to connect with threes, listen to their accomplishments. Listen to what they have accomplished. Listen to what they have overcome. Listen to the obstacles that they have overcome. They've surmounted these. And so let's focus on what we need to do to reach the next level. That's very different than ones, like what actually needs to be done. Threes, what needs to be done to move to the next level? Like, what's the goal here? What are we trying to achieve? And I think if threes can't figure out what that goal is, or it's not clear, or it's not spelled out for them, you might see threes getting very frustrated, getting very discouraged, and maybe physically showing up, but no longer showing up with the same drive or determination or energy that they typically have. Okay, type fours. Wow. So I love you fours, but this is probably going to sting a little bit. But when I think about doing, fours are in that withdrawn state, and they integrate into one and becoming a doer. Like I need to put my heavy feelings aside. I need to put my doubts about this other person relating to me. I need to put these deep thoughts and things aside for a moment, and I need to be productive, and I need to get my stuff done. I need to just be productive. I need to go to work. I need to, put on the uniform that doesn't define me, but I need to put on the uniform, and I need to be professional. I need to do what needs to be done. When I think about fours and that phrase for them of doing, I think, look what you've done to me. Look at what you've done to me. Look at what they've done to me. Look at how I have been made to suffer because of other people's. Now, before you get upset and you say, oh, wow, gosh, you're way out of line here. This is ridiculous. Be careful you don't say to me, Dr. Tom, look what you've done to me. You've put me in this box and you've tried to say that this is how I would respond. How could you do this to me? Okay, and maybe just that little, exercise might help you see that your thinking sometimes kind of goes in that direction. Like, look at what others have done to me. Of course my father was terrible. Of course he mistreated us. Of course he put me down. And of course we had to move away from our home to this strange city where I never felt in. And look at what they've done to me. When you watch a movie, like I was watching, my son's making me watch all the Marvel movies right now. And when I watched Loki, for example, A4. And there's another character, I don't remember her name, but some of you guys will immediately know it. In Guardians of the Galaxy, there's a green lady who's an 8, and there's a blue sister of hers who's a 4, and she's kind of part robot, part cyborg, and part human, and she is like stereotypical when I think of 4-ness. Like, parts of me have been chopped away by my evil father, who then replaced it with all these gadgets to try to create me to be some superhero. And when I watch both of those characters in those Marvel movies, I can't help but, see them basically saying over and over again, look at what they've done to me. Look at how far they've pushed me. Look at what's been, done against me or done to me. Okay, type 5. I like this one. I have a son who's a 5, right? And my dad was a 5. And I hear him saying this basic line of thought much of the time. Whenever we're talking about politics or religion or, anything of any kind of substance, even stuff when, just about movies and things, I kind of hear him saying this basic, in one way or another, like doing something's not going to make a difference. There's, I think, the phrase for 5s, like doing something's not going to change anything. And, 5s could descend into kind of a very nihilistic sort of way of thinking. And, the other day we were walking out on the street and, there were several people that had Ukrainian flags because of the unrest and the problems, that are constantly going on in this world. And I didn't think anything about it. I thought, well, people are trying to show their support for Ukraine and for the suffering, and they're trying to say, hey, I'm a good person, I'm a nice person, I care about people, and I'm thinking about Ukraine, or I think that whatever's going on in the Ukraine is not a good thing, and blah blah blah. Well, my son doesn't say anything about Harrison doesn't say anything about this until we get home, and then he says, why, I don't know why these people are flying all these flags for Ukraine. If they really care, then they should. And he kind of goes through a list of like basically selling all your possessions and going over there. And if you're unwilling to do that, then you're not really making a difference. Flying a flag's not going to do anything. And I thought, there it is again. Flying a flag, showing your solidarity or whatever it is, that's not going to do anything. That's not doing anything. And I see this constantly in the way he kind of formulates things. If you say, for example, I'm going to cut out carbs, and then he's got kind of some facts about what you really need to do, and like, cutting out carbs, that's not going to change anything. That's not going to do anything. And it's just kind of this, whatever. I would try to, talk him out of it, but talking him out of it wouldn't do anything. It wouldn't accomplish anything. All right, type 6. What do you think we should do? What do we need to do right now? What do you think we should do? I think like the ones tend to say, something needs to be done about this, and I'm the one that needs to do it, or I at least need to be the one that handles it, schedules it, makes it, and they, that big weight of responsibility on ones that they're the ones that need to do it. Something needs to be done about this. I think with 6s, it's more like something needs to be done about this. Am I right, guys? Something needs to be done about this. Well, what do you think needs to be done? Well, maybe they're not so sure. Maybe they know. They are the guardians. They're the troopers. They're the hall monitors, who see there's something going on over here that something needs to be done about this. And this needs to be reported. This needs to be pointed at. Other people need to know about this. And somebody needs to blow the whistle. Somebody needs to alert everybody. This is not something that needs to be hidden. This needs to be called out. This needs to be addressed. Something needs to be done. Doesn't something need to be done about this? Right, guys? We need an intervention. Let's all of us get together and let's do something about this. Okay. Type 6. Did I have anything else there? What do you think should be done about this? We need to do something about this. Okay. 7. Here's 7s and doing. What are we doing today? We need to do something. What are we doing? Where are we going? Come on, let's go do something. What are we doing? What are we doing? Or here's what I want to do. Or here's what I'm doing. And 7's very much kind of attached to that agenda of we need to be doing something. Doing nothing, that's not realistic. What do you want me to do? Just sit here? You want me to just sit here? Okay, what? 3 minutes until my head explodes. So we need to be doing something. What are we doing? Let's go do something. What did I say before? If you want to connect with a 1, listen to their instructions. If you want to connect with a 2, listen to their advice. If you want to connect with a 3, listen to their accomplishments. If you want to listen to a 4, or you want to connect with a 4, then listen to their feelings, how they feel about something. If you want to connect with a 5, listen to their information. Listen and respect their boundaries, but listen to their information, their data points, their bullet points. And sometimes that can be exhausting, but we need to do it. If you want to connect with a 6, listen to their concerns. I'm concerned about this. I think you need to be concerned about it too. If you want to connect with a 7, listen to their possibilities. Listen to their dreams. Don't shoot them down right away and say, yeah, that's not realistic. Yeah, that's not ever going to happen. Yeah, that's impossible. Yeah, we tried that before. Don't shoot them down. Listen to their make-believe, dreamy, hey, we could do this, and then we could also go on that. And then when we're done, we could go to the theater. And then when we get done with the theater, we could get popcorn. And then we could, okay, just kind of, 7s aren't necessarily going to do everything that they're dreaming about, but just the mentally planning out, dreaming out that trip or that vacation sometimes is all they need to do. So, how does a 7 doing it? What do we need? What are we doing right now? Come on, let's go do something. I always say 7s are those kids, that would look very impulsive to the world. Like, can we watch this movie? Can we watch this? Like, we're watching a movie right now. Yeah, but I want to watch this one. Oh my goodness, 7s. All right. 8s. I think it's a lot like the 1. I would change it a little bit. I would say a couple of things that come to my mind with 8s and doing. 8s tend to just boom right into doing before they really thought about what they're doing, or whether they've considered if they're the right person to be doing this, or if they've gotten permission to do this, or is this helping? They just tend to we got to do something, move to action, get it done. But I think with 8s, I would say the phrase this way. Either I would say when it comes to doing, something needs to be done about this. I'm not doing it. That's the nuance away from the 1. Not that 8s aren't going to take action, but I think that is going to be there with them more than with 1s. Like, something needs to be done about this. Yeah, I'm not doing that. It's kind of like, walking into the kitchen saying, you got dog crap on your floor. And you're like, okay, I guess I should probably get up and clean that up because it doesn't sound like you're going to do that. Okay, I don't know. I thought maybe you wanted it on your floor. Something needs to be done about this. I'm not doing it. This whole school system is broken. It's all messed up, and they don't do this, and they don't teach Jack, and they don't do it. And okay, well, what do you suppose? I'm not doing nothing with that. If they're incompetent, it's kind of like that with, I don't mean school system. I just mean whatever they might be barking about at that time is those people are incompetent. They must like it that way. I'm not doing that. I think I don't want to say too much. I mean, 8s do things, but believe me, they are very much action oriented. I just think they have that little bit of an edge to them that 1s wouldn't have. 1s, I think, are gonna be like, oh, I feel responsible for this. 8s are like, I'm not responsible for that. Okay, so that, and then I think another phrase that relates to doing with 8s is, what have you done? What have you done? Why did you do it that way? What were you thinking? What was going on in your mind? Why would you do it like that? So I think a little bit of that challenging of why are they doing it this way, or why are you doing it this way, which can feel a little bit, overwhelming sometimes. If you want to connect with an 8, listen to their pushback. Listen to their, this is ridiculous. Why do they have to do it like this? This is dumb. Just don't be overwhelmed by that. Try not to be overwhelmed by that. It could be a little overwhelming at times, but try not to be overwhelmed by that, and just allow them to, we might say vent, without feeling like you need to change the situation or take action in any way. Just let them badger. Badger is kind of a word that might fit sometimes with 8s, badgering. And, when they start going down the rails on mask mandates or vaccinations or Trump or the police departments or whatever, that long list of Antifa and Black Lives Matter, and, there's a long list, or religion or public schools or whatever it is, churches these days, they just want money, they're just in it for the money, whatever it is, just don't feel like you need to change their mind about something, or don't feel like they even really want to change mind or change your mind. They just kind of, are feeling their power. So take a deep breath and relax, and maybe they will get to the end of that and be able to take a deep breath and relax as well. All right, type 9s. Oh, it's interesting we should end up here. Type 9s. I would say a little bit like this, just tell me what you want me to do. Just tell me what you want me to do. Okay, I admit we need to do something. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to call the plumber? Do you want me to, get a note from the doctor? Do you want me to go get you flowers? What do I need to do? Just tell me. Think about your birthday's coming up and you're thinking about what you might like for your birthday. Just tell me what you want. Just let's go online. Let's order it together. Tell me what you want so I get the right thing. And that might be a little frustrating for the people that are, living with that 9. Hey, I want you to know me well enough to know what I want and to be, what's the word? Initiative, that you have enough initiative that you might do it without being told what to do. But there's apprehension. I don't want to get it wrong. I don't want to upset them. I don't want to make them mad if I do this wrong thing or do it in the wrong way. So just tell me what you want. Tell me what you want. Just, how was I supposed to know? How was I supposed to know if you didn't tell me what you wanted? And if you want to connect with a 9, listen to their opinions. Opinions are a little softer than beliefs or convictions. I think ones have convictions, and others, we all have convictions. But I think with nines, it's a little more like, well, my opinion is, and never talk over a nine, which is easy to do. But part of nineness is they're not going to hear me. So they're very wired into making sure other people feel heard. And if you want to connect with that nine, try to hear them and try to draw out their opinions without pushing them. They don't like it when they get pushed into a corner. I think another thing with nines about doing is maybe this phrase, I don't really need to do anything about this. I think if I just listen to this person's complaint and I just make sure they feel heard and understood, then that's probably all that needs to be done. I don't know that I really need to do anything. I don't know. If I do something, I'm going to probably do what it takes to get along with them. So maybe all of a sudden I care about this thing that I don't really care about because I don't want them to be upset. And so I might merge with them a little bit. But a lot of times I'm just going to listen to you and then just kind of go back to doing what I was doing anyway. All right. Well, we love each other and we got to get along with each other, all of us. So that's how we do it. All right. Take care, guys. Be present to life. I'll see you next time.